Welcome to Mythos AI, your source for Cliff's Notes on complex subjects. Join Anna and Phil for yet another engaging conversation.
Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into a place and time that feels ripped from the pages of a spy thriller. World War II, the fate of nations hanging in the balance and nestled in the New Mexico desert. A secret city working on a weapon like no other.
A city most people wouldn't even find on a map.
Exactly. And that's where we're starting our deep dive. It all begins with a question from Quizzypedia. Which city in New Mexico is famously known for being the site where the first atomic bombs were developed during the Manhattan Project? They go on. This city, established in the early 1940s, played a crucial role in the scientific efforts of World War II and remains a significant center for scientific research and development. But there's an extra layer of intrigue here.
Well, the question itself mentions this city was established in the 40s, right in the thick of things. It's like it sprung up overnight, almost like it didn't officially exist.
And you'd be right to think that. For the most part, this city only appeared on maps as a P.O. box. And the answer? Los Alamos.
Los Alamos. The name sends shivers down your spine, doesn't it? It's almost synonymous with the Manhattan Project, with the atomic bomb itself.
It really is. And we all know about the Manhattan Project and Los Alamos' connection to it. But what's often overlooked is the why of Los Alamos. Why there? Why such secrecy?
Well, think about it. You've got the world's brightest minds working on a weapon capable of unimaginable destruction. Secrecy wasn't just some kind of, stylistic choice. It was absolutely essential. And Los Alamos, tucked away in the New Mexico desert, well, it was the perfect place to get things done without prying eyes. And there's another interesting fact here. J. Robert Oppenheimer, the scientific leader of the project, he actually had a personal connection to New Mexico, had spent some time there in his younger years.
Almost like destiny, wasn't it? This place, the man, the moment in history. And speaking of moments, the Manhattan Project wasn't just some scientific endeavor. It was a desperate race against time.
Oh, absolutely. The stakes were incredibly high. The Allies, the Axis powers, everyone knew about the potential of this technology. The thought of the enemy developing it first, it was a terrifying thought. It added this whole other level of pressure to what was already an incredibly demanding project.
And the source material actually delves into some specifics about the types of bombs being developed simultaneously at Los Alamos, Little Boy, using uranium, and Fat Man, which relied on plutonium. Two very different approaches, both racing toward the same devastating goal.
Imagine just for a moment living in Los Alamos during this era. You're surrounded by secrecy, mail is censored, you can't really talk to anyone about what you're doing, and back home, your family's in the dark. All the while, you're working on something that could potentially end the war, or worse.
It's hard to even comprehend the emotional and psychological toll that must have taken on those individuals, living with that weight day in and day out. But it wasn't all doom and gloom, was it? The source also mentions moments of normalcy, amidst all the secrecy and tension, hiking, skiing, they even had concerts. It just goes to show the resilience of the human spirit.
Even in a city built on secrets, people found ways to connect, to find moments of joy. It's incredible.
It really makes you think about the weight of it all, doesn't it? All that secrecy, all that pressure, and it all culminated in one earth-shattering event, the Trinity test.
Oh, to have witnessed that moment. The New Mexico desert lit up by a force unlike anything the world had ever seen. It wasn't just a test. It was the dawn of a whole new age, the atomic age.
It's hard to wrap your head around, isn't it?
Yeah.
This force, capable of leveling cities, was born from a place that, to most of the world, didn't even exist. It's like something straight out of a comic book,
Yeah.
Except this was very, very real.
And that's what makes the story of Los Alamos even more fascinating, because it didn't just disappear after the war. It wasn't dismantled and forgotten. Instead, it kind of transformed.
You're talking about the Los Alamos National Laboratory, right?
Yeah.
LNL.
Uh-huh.
It went from this top secret weapons facility to a hub for all kinds of scientific research.
Exactly. It's incredible, right? This place that gave us the atomic bomb is now leading the way in all sorts of fields.
So, what kind of research are we talking about here? Because I have to admit, I mostly associate Los Alamos with, nuclear weapons.
Well, for one, they're deeply involved in energy research. And I'm not just talking about, tweaking things around the edges. They're looking at entirely new, sustainable sources of power, like fusion, for example.
Fusion? Like the sun?
The very same. Imagine harnessing that kind of power. Clean, nearly limitless energy. It's one of the holy grails of energy research, and the LINL is right there on the front lines.
Wow, that's incredible. So from the atomic bomb to potentially the key to clean energy, it's quite a range.
It really is. And it doesn't stop there. Los Alamos is also pushing the boundaries in supercomputing. We're talking about developing technology that has implications for everything from medicine to materials science.
And even climate change. I mean, they're using their expertise to study and hopefully mitigate this huge global threat. It's like Los Alamos has its hands in everything these days.
Right. It's this amazing transformation from a city hidden from the world, shrouded in secrecy, defined by this one incredibly destructive thing, to, well, to a place that's now pushing the boundaries of human knowledge in so many different
Well,
directions.
it really makes you think, doesn't it, about the legacy of places like Los Alamos. The decisions made within those one secret walls, they continue to impact us, shape the world we live in all these years later.
It underscores the weight of scientific exploration. It has this immense potential for both, like incredible progress and these unimaginable consequences.
It's like that old saying, right? Knowledge is power, but power can be a dangerous thing. I mean, those scientists back in the 40s, they unlocked a force of nature that changed the course of history, and we're still grappling with those ramifications today.
Yeah, and maybe that's the biggest lesson we can take from a place like Los Alamos. It's not just a dot on a map. It's not just a footnote in a history book. It's a symbol of human ingenuity, of our potential to achieve amazing things, but also the potential for really serious consequences.
It's a powerful thought to end on, that's for sure. So the next time you hear about Los Alamos, maybe in the context of some groundbreaking scientific discovery, or maybe you're testing your trivia knowledge, remember there's this whole hidden layer there, this story of secrecy and immense pressure, of incredible brilliance, but also this, destructive power. It's a story about choices, really, and how they echo through time.
It really makes you wonder what choices we're making today that will shape the future, doesn't it?
It really does. And if you're interested in learning more about this story, about Los Alamos and its legacy, we encourage you to check out the source material from Quizzypedia. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep those minds curious.
Thanks for listening to Mythos AI. Stay tuned for more concise insights. And remember to hit the like button and subscribe for future episodes.